Minneapolis holding a moment of silence to mark 5 years since the murder of George Floyd at the hands of then Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin. The world watching after the bystanders, at times excruciating footage, showed Floyd beg for his life, with Chauvin kneeling on his neck for more than 9 minutes. Now, the nationwide outrage prompted police policy reforms in Minneapolis to try and prevent this from ever happening again. But on Wednesday, the Trump administration announced it's ending federal oversight in cities like Minneapolis. I want to bring in Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison now to discuss. Good to see you. I want to start with that last point there, that the Trump administration announced this week it would end its oversight of policing reforms through court-authorized consent decrees in cities like Minneapolis, for example. Mayor Jacob Frey has said they are going to move forward with their own police reforms. But what is your reaction to what we're seeing from the Trump administration, and what do you believe is the most pressing need for change in terms of law enforcement in the city?
Well, I believe that Donald Trump is not a partner for improving relationships between police and community. He wasn't a partner during his first term. He's not a partner now. He famously said that, hey, at a graduation of police officers, hey, don't worry about them smashing their head into the door. Do that, don't try to prevent that from happening. He famously said, when the looting starts, the shooting starts. He's actually thrown gas on the fire, and that's really unfortunate coming from somebody who claims to be a leader of the country. At the same time, this is the same man who sent a mob to attack the Capitol to overturn an election, then pardoned the criminals who attacked the Capitol. Then they injured those 1,200 people, injured about 140 police officers. One of them lost their eye and several of them died. So he's not a friend of law enforcement. He's a friend of chaos. And it's unfortunate, but that will not stop us from working with our police officers who really believe in public service and our communities who really want good service and coming together. And I think Mayor Frey is absolutely right. No matter what Trump does, it's not going to stop us from building a great state and a great city and having a wonderful, harmonious relationship between police and community. We're working on it every day, and we're going to continue to do so.
And it's a challenge cities across this country deal with, trying to find that balance and keeping the public safe, with also trying to bridge some of those community divides. This weekend is going to be 5 years since the killing of George Floyd, and as I look at some of the latest Pew research, 72% of those polled say the increased focus on race and racial inequality after Floyd's killing did not lead to changes that improved the lives of Black people. And I wonder, just 5 years now on, what do you see as the enduring legacy of that chapter?
Well, if you really count up all of the change and non-change, the truth is that it's a mixed bag. Yes, the George Floyd Justice and Policing never got passed through Congress, but locally we did ban no-knock warrants, certain chokeholds, or all chokeholds. We strengthened the police officers' standards and training board. We made our Minneapolis Police Department into a Department of Public Safety that combines not just police department, youth violence prevention, health, 911, so that we can have greater coordination. We hired people who were reform-minded chiefs. So we've been moving on the ground. And I think this is going to be to the betterment of all Minnesotans, including Black Minnesotans. And so I would not say that we haven't made any progress. We've made it at state and local governments. The state of Colorado has made big reforms and important reforms to qualified immunity. The city of Buffalo has made meaningful reforms. There are changes going on the ground. It's just that now that Trump's in office, we have no federal partner.
Look, you obviously led the prosecution of Derek Chauvin at the time, and after you all secured a conviction, I remember you told me that the actions of the witnesses who testified as part of the trial helped restore your faith in humanity. Fast forward to now, there are some who are calling for President Trump to pardon Derek Chauvin, which, if it comes from the president, would just be on the federal charges, not on what you secured at the state level. But what is your reaction to hearing those calls even all this time later? And do you subscribe to any of the reasoning being pushed for a pardon, including that there were massive pressures on the jury to return a guilty verdict.
No. This case was tried fairly. You know, Judge Cahill did a great job. The lawyer for Derek Chauvin, Attorney Nelson, did a good job. He got his full due process rights. He took advantage of the appeal process, and he has been found guilty at the jury trial and at the appellate level. He had a fair trial. He's serving his sentence. There's no legitimate basis for a pardon in this situation. But why are they calling for it? I think they want to demonstrate contempt for the life of George Floyd, contempt for his family. They want to, and the victims. They want to demonstrate contempt for the people who protested for a more just America. And they want to demonstrate contempt to the police officers who stepped forward and did the righteous thing by testifying against Chauvin and by working with community to build reform. That's where they're coming from. This is a theatrical, symbolic thing to just show one more time how much they don't respect certain Americans. I mean, it's like emblematic of this, you know, when they let the Afrikaners in, but they tell the Afghanistan refugees to go. I mean, it's just, it couldn't be more clear where leaders in the Trump administration stand.
Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison, really appreciate you taking the time. Thanks for being here.